Welcome to the Upstate CFO Council. This organization was founded in 2019 by Robert Bendetti in order to provide a networking and educational forum for senior financial executives to share best practices, to discuss current financial issues, and to learn about current topics related to the performance of their job.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Sun's shining, and we're still here working, so things are good.
Amen to that. That is awesome. Excuse my hat. Before we started recording, I told you I didn't shave. I look like a homeless person. I'm not sure if I look better with the hat or not, but I'm going with that, if you don't mind.
That's fine. I'm not going to stand up because who knows what's on the bottom right now.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like that. All right. AJ Kramer is the CFO of Mark Michaels, and it's a millwork. You guys do fixtures, cases, display cases, right?
Yeah, we do display cases, we do cabinets, we do reception desks, all kinds of stuff.
And one interesting thing that I found about you online, and I wrote this down, I'm going to look down at my notes here. I think one of your early jobs out of Miami University with a undergrad in finance/entrepreneurship was founder of Driveway Games Company. Is that still on? What kind of outdoor games were you guys selling at Driveway Company back in the day?
That was back in the day. The day happened to be 2004, and that was like when cornhole and kind of the new age outdoor games were just starting to take off. So the whole company idea was to harvest up all those games, make them out of plastic, keep the integrity of the game. So that was like cornhole, wash shoes, ladder golf, all that stuff. And we ended up selling the business in 2006 to a sled manufacturer out of Maine. I know, right? Revenues skewed towards their cold months. We were more fall, warm months, and then they saw an opportunity in us, and we were fatigued and ready to move on, I think. So
maybe good timing to sell in 2006.
We did all right, I think, in hindsight, yes.
Question number one, AJ. What is your favorite business book and why?
Right now, it's kind of like a series. So Eric Ries, who does the Lean Startup, that whole series. Well, obviously, I don't work for a startup anymore. I'm in a company that just hit year 17 in operations. It's all about the mentality that he thinks of, right? Which is basically have a hypothesis, run a bunch of experiments, and what's going to work within that hypothesis. And then ultimately get up all that information to choose a direction. So we use that here a lot, not only on the sales and marketing side, but also more on business operations, those types of things where we think, hey, it's going to be most efficient to do it this way. Do that for a little bit and say, no, let's go down this direction. So that's been kind of my backup when it comes to, hey, let's get the mindset right here. And so it's more about that than the actual details of it. That one's the top of my list right now.
Question number two. What is the best advice you have ever received?
I lean on my dad a lot. I think most of us did or still do. And then I had this reiterated by a peer of mine a couple years ago, which is basically move on quickly. If you have a problem or an issue, recognize it. Just move on towards the solution because you're going to waste time and money sitting there worrying about it. So that's what we try to do. Not everybody has that mentality, and they look at me like, do you not have to worry about this? Why are you not worried about this? I'm like, it happened. We're moving on. We gotta just get towards the problem and resolve it and move on to the next one. So that was the best advice I heard from two people, and that one sticks with me.
Fail fast, fail forward.
There you go. That's another good way to put it. Yeah.
What is something that you have started doing recently or a tool you've started using recently that you have found beneficial?
This one was a good one, and I had to think about this one, but it was something that I did a long time ago, kind of got away from. I think we all get into that, right? Where we start going out and life is crazy, something happens, we get away from some level of a pattern or routine. And so I got back into some of the Rockefeller habits, started doing more daily huddles, a true rhythm of meetings, right? So there's a rhythm to the day, rhythm to the week. And when being in manufacturing and being a very process oriented organization, that kind of helped us get back on track on some of the things, and more importantly, as we deal with the COVID-19 of what's happening, it kind of allowed everybody to feel a little more easy within their roles. So I'd say that those Rockefeller habits, the daily routines, the daily huddles, great tool that I got away from and got back to recently.
Question number 4. What is the best part of your job?
So, it goes back to the original story that I got to tell about driveway games is, if you can't tell, I got a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. And I think that is the one thing that, the best part of my job is I get to really, it helps being a partner of the firm, right? And you got a little more power and decision making. At the end of the day, that's obviously the entrepreneurial spirit's kind of embraced here overall. So while I enjoy that, it's kind of spread into even guys that are out in the shop that's saying, hey man, if you have a better way or a thought process to do something, don't be there quiet. Let us know what your thought is. Be the kind of entrepreneur of your station or your process, and let's get it going. And so just embracing that entrepreneurial spirit's been an awesome part of my current job. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
What is something that you would like to share about yourself that I haven't already mentioned?
So, right, I got you want to go ahead on and what I
Well,
get?
and I'm giving you 2. You get 2. You get a special, I'm a rule breaker here. You get 2. You got good ones.
All right. So the first one is, and I would kind of, I would hope everybody would be a part of one of these. Not everybody has the time to do it, but in a small group Bible study that I'm in here, we are currently going through the book of Nehemiah. And if anybody has really dove into that book of the Bible, it is all about leadership and leading in the face of adversity. And, we started this back in January and we had no idea what this coronavirus was going to be. And it just, right, God puts you in certain places doing certain things. And I think that was a huge thing that I would encourage everybody to kind of open up that book from time to time. And then the other one that you're giving me liberty to share with, which is kind of a fun one, is I'm a Guinness World Record holder.
What? I didn't let you tell me what in yet, so I hope it's appropriate. So
I played college athletics. I played college volleyball at Miami up in Ohio, and I coached for 8 years after that. And so the Guinness World Record is the most consecutive passes back and forth over the net, but it's not between 2 people. It's between once you pass the ball one time, you're done. That's one, and I think the record was like 100 and something. I forget what it is, to be honest with you. But it's funny that the reason it popped in my head was my wife. We all got some time around the house now, cleaning out some closets, and she found the certificate. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I can see this. They send you like a
so that's back and forth over the net over 100 something times during a game.
No, this was over 100 times with over 100 people. I know, right? So the club that I was coaching for, we got all the players, we got all the parents, we got everybody together. We knew we had enough to break the record, and we just went back and forth until we broke the record.
Wow.
So I was the kind of guy that orchestrated that, and happens to be my name's on the certificate, so we'll take it.
Learn something every day. Last question, AJ. What is something I didn't ask that I should have, and what's your answer to that?
So I'm a big guy that loves talking about things that are going on, right? Because we're all typically dealing with the same thing. So I think a good question to ask would be kind of lessons learned so far during this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, right? I mean, I think we're all going through different scenarios, whether everybody's working from home or not. I mean, in our case, we have manufacturing, so we're still open, and these guys have to come in. So I think everybody's dealing with different situations, different HR, all those things, and the lessons learned from everybody would be, in my mind, helpful or a good question to ask. And then I guess if I had to answer it myself, it would be we learned a lesson or two already. That's just basically over communicate, right? As transparent as you can be with everybody. Let them know what's going on and what's going on behind the scenes and how decisions are being made. And anxiety has a tendency to kind of lower down a little bit, and everybody just kind of keeps in a routine. I think if everybody can keep in a routine and be over communicated with, then they have a tendency to have a better day.
I think that's so true. And what a great way to end. A lot of times, nervousness, anxiety, stress is just caused by a lack of understanding or communication. So, as leaders, if we over communicate, there'll be some people that's the first time they ever heard it. And, or they didn't hear it right the first time. I know I need sometimes to be told something a couple times or read it a couple times for it to fully absorb. And how more powerful is that right now? So fantastic. AJ, that was awesome. I loved getting to talk to you and learn some more about you. I look forward to the future where we're not all hiding in our bunkers and we actually get breakfast together and break bread. This is great. And it's been a really long time since I've read Nehemiah. And so mad respect, you've inspired me. I'm going to crack it open and learn some new things about leadership. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.